lit.
There you go.
Oh, I like that. I like that, especially for the family part. Put the family one
Oh,
again.
shit. Here we go again.
That one, though?
Yeah, I like that one.
Or this one?
Damn, son.
I like the other one a little bit better.
This one?
All right.
Go to your cage.
Welcome to the first League of Shadows, LOFS, whatever you want to call it, podcast. I'm Kryptonian Bane. I am here with my two brothers, Leroy Reloy 5 and Dark Lord Bowser.
Yo.
AKA just Bowser.
Just Bowser. We,
Like I said,
we
boy, we're
have-
only 5 in the house.
and
So
Reloy 5
long,
is in
gay
the house.
Bowser.
What the hell was that? We
Oh,
are
what we got- what we
finally
got
getting
today?
this fucking podcast off the ground. And today we are going to run through a little bit of what this 10th season has been, our second season in Al Mazrah. And Leroy has got a list of stuff for us to go over. And we'll see where the hell this goes. We're going to do our best, so bear with us.
I just wanna tell the listeners out there, give them a little background on tonight. I mean, this was supposed to start an hour ago, and then somebody brought Wadabeezy over to the boy Omar, and he passed the fuck out.
That was a mistake on Leroy's part.
And if
Can't believe it. So if the energy's not there, I mean, we've just been sitting around for
I
an
do
hour.
feel a
just-
lot better now, though. That's,
if you want to get an action shot of that, go ahead and check out the chill area.
I'll
Check
give
out
you
that
an action
Discord
shot.
for that picture.
Yes, sir. In the house. All right, boys. Let's get a little quick breakdown.
Where should we start? We're gonna start all
Let's-
the way at the beginning before the draft even happened.
Let's talk about the pre-draft. Let's talk about how were OSTs.
Wait, I thought we were gonna start at the very, very beginning. Like, I was born in '86. I spent a lot of. No, I'm just playing.
So we'll
I don't
save that
think
one
they're
for another podcast. We'll save that one for another one. The origin.
Yeah.
story.
You know what? I want to hear y'all two. Y'all two were actually captains this season.
So what, we're gonna take it like right after OST. It's just
All right,
coincidental that we Bowser and I won OST.
Yeah, we did with the rookie,
And,
Let's start off.
and then Geo, your Thunder Buddy disappointment.
I've been living off of that OST money. I'm about run out now. It's been a while. That was a nice little pot of money.
It's definitely the biggest OST we've ever had. Hopefully this offseason spells the same. I'm sure BG will give us at least 100 entries worth.
Are we
Yeah.
breaking another record? Is that
We'll
what we're
see.
saying, boys?
We'll see.
We'll see.
Another OST record.
That's a tall order. That was a big pot.
Yeah.
So speaking of OSTs, going into it, what were you looking at? Let's start with you, Kryptonian.
Man. So
What were your takeaways?
from everybody else's thing or what?
Just
just
from
in
you.
general, just in general.
From
So
I
OSTs
want to
was-
hear the
was crazy
thoughts of
because
a captain.
just the sheer amount that it went from this off-season scouting report or somewhere where we could see players that we hadn't laid eyes on yet to a whole another monster tournament that became about greed and the money, and it was definitely exciting. And I think me personally, I can't speak for all of them, but I definitely lost sight of the goal, which was scouting players, and I wanted the money. I definitely wanted the money.
It kind of sounds like the way it went.
Yeah.
Kind of went a little south.
Yeah.
Maybe for Omar, but for me, definitely, I was scouting. But I did play like at least 30 more OSTs, so I did my scouting, and then I was trying to win that fucking money.
Yeah.
Would you say,
Hashtag, anybody need a six?
Hey, would
Anybody need a six?
Anybody need a six, Lozo?
Jesus
So
Christ.
a follow up question to that: would you say that the scouting was probably better in the beginning, whenever people were actually trying to try hard, or would you say the scouting was better at the end, where sounds like everybody was just quitting and starting a new game, a new OST?
That's
Man.
go
I
ahead,
mean,
Oak.
because
No, go ahead, Chris. You go ahead, Chris.
I was gonna say, I mean, maybe at the beginning it was kind of just like feeling out who you like to play with, as far as like who you trying to scout and stuff, and then towards the end, the last week, maybe last week and a half, it's like, all right, I know who I want to play with, but now it's like, who do I need to play with to win this money?
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel you.
That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. And along the way, we had some reported tanking by a few guys,
No,
which we should have saw coming. I would say Savage for sure, Buzz for
damn,
sure.
damn,
You could even throw me in there a little bit. I actually was trying, especially
damn.
those first few because I still say whenever OST started, everybody else was already like into the game or playing it or whatever. I was using OSTs as my like getting to
But
know the map. I feel like everybody else was playing a bunch, and then they would use their OSTs after, so there was no
bro,
like learning curve.
you talking about OSTs from season one? This is
No.
season
Remember
two
that?
of.
Remember there was the what do you call it? The what was it? The change in
The map.
The
TTK.
There
point
was
The
some.
you talking
TTK. The
about?
TTK.
Oh,
Remember, I was
here we
stressed out
go,
about the TTK because of the mouse
bro.
and
You,
keyboard.
I don't know. I just
What
feel
did,
like that was your excuse for anything that went wrong.
what did y'all think about the
No, I
point
mean towards
system
the end,
we
I mean
went
it
to?
balanced out, but the point system. What you mean?
Yeah, we gave different rankings, so you added up a certain number.
Oh, the format that we put together.
Hmm. What did y'all think about that? Is that something you think we'll do next season?
I think it went well. I think some guys bitched about also because of the money. Like we go back to how much money was in the pot. It it changed everybody's you know goal. Everybody's driving force for the OST went from scouting to what team can I put together to win it. And
Who has one? Who's under the one bracket?
what do you mean?
That's what everybody was wondering. Who
Oh
are number
yeah,
ones
yeah.
that
So
can
the yeah,
Yeah,
right, exactly.
there was few
the
a few
popular
ones.
kids. The ones were the popular kids.
Yeah, but I do think that it was for the best because there was times where had we left it, we would have saw some shit. Like it really would have like
Yeah.
got out of hand with the breakdown. But
Uh,
Well,
well,
it all worked out.
we had some good ideas come up from our members, saying maybe we should pay out every week. A percentage
Oh,
of it gets
for
stays
sure.
in, so it won't. I don't want to say the pot will
Was
get
that
as
BG or
big or
blessed?
bigger. Dude,
Was
a
that BG or
bunch of
blessed?
people were saying that, and I think
Yeah.
it's a good idea. Pay out
you
the
know,
highest score weekly, and then you don't really have to worry about like, man, this score is like unbeatable, or I have to build the best team to win this week. Like,
Yeah.
you can just kind of just vibe out and do OST if you want.
and when you think about it, OST is also a way for us to kind of freshen up on, I guess you would say, new loopholes and things like that.
For sure.
So,
Definitely you figuring out loopholes.
hey, I'm a champion, bro. What can I say?
Oh God.
It's season one
Destroyers.
champion.
I don't even know if you can call that a champion, Leroy. That's
You
not
know,
even
Vince Lombardi and the Packers were the first Super Bowl champions. What do we call it? The Vince Lombardi Trophy. I think we're gonna call it
okay,
the
change
Donut Destroyers Trophy.
Jesus Christ.
All right, enough. All right,
All
we can
right. So
go.
anyway,
We can
yeah.
go for
So
hours on this.
OSTs was fucking wrapped up. There was some good players. There was some tanking. There was some tears shed. There was some bitching. There was a lot of money, and Bowser and I got that money.
Well,
I will say that was
I still think,
the second OST I've won.
Yeah.
Bowser was probably the negative.
I think right now I'm back to back right now because of the rebirth one. I won the rebirth one also.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We won. Didn't we win Rebirth
Did
together?
Was it? Fuck.
Hold on, no, I think that was Pride.
We're just stealing money from these guys. No, it might have
They
been.
don't. They don't know any better.
No, I didn't. I didn't win the Rebirth or season 1 OST. I was the OST
Caldera?
winner of Caldera like all 3 times,
Jesus.
and then
Co-
I
Cody
I
likes to
lost the
Cody likes
next 2.
to put his OST nuts on the table and say that he's got the best OST stuff, but maybe you got him beat
Uh,
there.
no, it was me and Trey that won like 2 or 3 in a row
You,
together.
you know what the equivalence of that is, though?
What's up?
That's like saying that you didn't get the straight A's, but you did show up to class every day.
It's like saying you're a season 1 LOFS champion, even though there was no championship game.
Nah, the champion was the. Oh yeah, there was.
Yes.
Why was it? Why wasn't there a championship game? Oh yeah, because everybody quit.
No, because we
paid
never
us-
had
they pay-
anything in place. We didn't have playoffs in place, bro.
We did. They paid us out money.
Man.
no.
Y'all
We
y'all
got-
remember when we talked about earlier we were going to talk about our origins in a different podcast?
Yeah, different-
I
different- yeah,
feel
yeah,
like
yeah,
we
you're
should
right.
let
We
this
got
go
paid.
for tonight.
That's
We're
what I
miss-
said.
we're
Let's
missing
go.
Hayes. We need Hayes here to.
All right, let's go. All right, boys. Let's
All right, so
continue.
that- so
That's the
that-
pre-draft.
That finished OST. Then we're going into the draft with some of this information.
So-
Maybe each one of us can say who we're really looking for. Aside from keepers, so going in, I had OJ in the 4 spot locked up, which I felt really good about because he was going to be moving from mouse and keyboard to controller. Everybody knows aim assist, blah, blah, blah. He should be better on controller. He's more comfortable anyway. So I had that locked up. So I'm taking OST information like we should be from OST to the draft, and my eyes are set on Geo because of his OST performance. The man had a couple 20 bomb games, and his cost was so low. Like his KD wasn't gonna hurt us. It was
And-
gonna allow me for a big pick in the second.
And he had just won it with us.
And he fucking won OST as well. So the playing with Geo is easy. He's good to play with. He's easy. He's whatever. I don't want to get too much into what we're going to talk about next, but everybody's got their pros and cons. What about you,
let's do-
Baza? Who did you have your eyes set on going into the draft?
I had a list of like 3 or 4 people because obviously I kept Reese. So when we played OSTs together, we played a lot with BG. He was
Mm-hmm.
probably number 2 on my list.
Yeah, he played
behind-
a lot.
Yeah, behind Cam, and solely just because I had been telling Cam I was going to draft him forever, and I was never able to do it. And when he was on the table, and it was him, and I think Blessed was our other guy that we'd been talking about. I had the choice. Reese was like, "Dude, you got to take Blessed. I'm telling you, me and him, we're just really good together." I'm like, "Yeah, but also, I'm taking Cam."
And broke
So-
Hayes' heart on the way. God knows.
And I
Hayes
broke
was-
Hayes' heart on the way, and I feel like I made the right pick.
Not fucking, yeah. Hindsight for sure. What about you,
All
Leroy?
right.
Who were you thinking to pick?
Shit. At this point, I was.
Uh,
I was one of those ones that tanked into OST, so I didn't want to get that captain spot. But let's move on to this.
Okay.
The worst from each round. I'm gonna give you mine, and then I want to hear from y'all.
okay.
So this is excluding keepers because we'll talk about keepers here in a little bit. But
You're talking about the worst pick in each round of the draft now?
yes, worst
Okay.
pick from each round of the draft, and I'm gonna go with Geo
Oh,
for a couple of reasons. If not him, there's also another person that we can't name names. I would
Okay.
probably put them two tied.
You
one
really gonna
for-
you're gonna put
to put-
Geo and
One completely different
the kid
reason.
from
I'm gonna have
Washington?
them two. And then you know what? For my second, you know what? To be honest with y'all, I would have Juvie, but we can't. We're not gonna add him.
Oh
He
shit!
wasn't actually picked. I would say second round. I think I had. Let's see. That boy Reloy 5, and whoever picked that captain should not fucking pick anymore.
Who's that?
And
Who's that?
I'm not being biased because obviously I'm Reloy 5. And then for the third round, I would have to say that's a hard. You know what? That is actually a hard one on that one. I wouldn't even think about that one.
Like
but
the
I
worst
would,
picks, like for value.
yeah, for value.
I will say this, and it hurts me to say this because I don't know. I think he's a great guy. Like from the everything I've heard of him and just general exchanges in the Discord. But Dak felt like Dak was oversold by
Yeah.
Frost. He really made him seem like I dropped the ball big time by picking Leroy because Dak was going to be a future captain. And we all
I can agree
know
with.
how it goes from playing in like public matches to playing in league night. And
I would
maybe
agree.
that's all that he might be a big season 2 breakout or like his sophomore season. Maybe he's going to
I
break
agree.
out.
Yeah, maybe he didn't have the right team because
You
he
know
popped
what?
off in OST
100%.
once,
I agree.
and
Yeah,
then we adjusted his number like we did
Well,
with so many.
well, since you've
But
given your third round, let's hear the other two. Kryptonian. See,
Oh, are
what
we
about the
saying
other two?
my best and worst pick?
No, just your worst, the first and second, not your pick. Just who you believe was the worst pick of the draft for the first and
So
second round. We got Dak as
are we
your
talking about
third.
in totality, like detriment to their
Every
team, or just like how they played, or just
just
all around?
how they underperformed, or where they got picked at. Just what you can remember off the top of your head. We're not gonna go specifics here. If
And
anybody
you
hit,
already took the kid from Seattle or Washington and Geo off the list.
no. You can pick
Are
if
you
you
saying
feel
that? I
those.
mean, obviously, yeah. The
If you feel those two, then those are
the
your two.
voodoo hut guy is top of the list. I don't think that's close because that just sent poor Jesus's team into a blender that was just started his season off terribly. Like I feel bad for Jesus because he balled out.
I agree.
But this guy really brought the
And
team
your
down. And then
in your
the
second
best
round,
pick. Wait, second round or best pick?
no, second round. We'll go to best picks here in a little bit.
Okay, so
I want to hear. I want to hear you just your
okay. So the
worst.
first pick and then or my first round was that kid.
Was the Voodoo Kid? Your third one was Dak, and what is your second round? Who was your second round?
Probably Smurb. Smurb was just kind of pissed all over himself and the Dementors.
oh yeah, he
You know what?
He's
Yeah,
so good. He's such a good kid, such a good player, natural leader. I guess he I don't know, got beside himself with whatever was going on and kind of let that
this
team
is the
down.
best list. That's actually a pretty good list. I like that. So you got Voodoo Kid, Smurb, and Dak. Let's hear what Bowser. What do you got, Bowser? Each
uh
round.
for worst pick in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it stems back to last season. Omar picking you.
Oh,
Now I say that because he could have had Reese or Pride.
yeah.
Reese being a top 10 killer last season and a top 4 killer this season.
Yep, that's true.
So lucky me, instead of me getting Leroy 5, which was the plan at last season's draft, I got Reese.
Hey, you're
Now
welcome.
have I had my headaches? Sure. But are we in the quarterfinals both seasons? We are. So
He's a good
I'll
player.
take it. Yeah, he's a fucking phenomenal player. He just
Dickhead.
needs to get his head
But
out of his ass sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Bub?
Who'd you have for one? I
Uh,
didn't hear your
he,
one.
he took that knife and stuck it right in your back because
No,
he
right?
chose the worst pick for this draft in the first round was
Was
last season
draft.
you.
I know, right?
That was my worst pick
You
in the
should have
first
dropped him
round.
some what a beezy, bro.
Oh
I
no,
should have.
I might have passed out just like you. All right, worst pick in the second round. Dude, that's tough. Like
See a
I
lot of
would,
good picks in that round.
I'd probably say
Oh, there's another one that's staring right at me, bro.
Devsy. Like, but was he a first rounder? Was
Yeah, he's
he?
first round. He's first round.
Oh,
In the second round, there's a guy that's just God.
Kels.
What?
I'm gonna say Kels. Because I heard a lot. Even though he won our OST with me, you, and Geo,
Mm-hmm.
I heard differently about how he was felt on the Green Machine team. I heard he just didn't mesh well. So I would say that was probably a detriment to their team. Also them not just fucking playing the game.
Yeah, and he was also a rookie, so it's just I think things are different. You have in your
Yeah,
mind like what it's gonna be like, or like, oh, we're just gonna slay out like we always do, and then the fucking
exactly.
bright
I
lights
think
hit you, and it's yeah, he
he's
could be
gonna be
another
a
Ken. He's
sleeper.
gonna
He's
be a
gonna
good
be sleeper for
pick
next season.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
is Reload 5.
I don't. We'll
But
see.
the one I was thinking of, it just jumped off the. I'm looking at the draft. Nate for
Nasty Nate?
Encores. Yeah.
Oh yes.
When JR drafted, I was like, damn, bro, like that's gonna be a nice pick because we all know that he has the pedigree. But damn, bro, that's like two seasons in a row where you're just kind of like, man,
Well, I mean, it could have been part of the team that he was playing on.
that's
They
true.
didn't
That's
they didn't
true.
practice a lot. The only time they played
They
was,
did.
we all know this, 6 out of 8 times in the morning.
And fucking
And
bro, they complain a lot when they play. I feel like they
that,
complain a
and
lot.
you're listening to Cody the whole time. And
God
Cody's a
bless.
good IGL, but as far as a teammate, he's in my opinion, he's dog shit. A lot of people
Ugh.
can say that.
I can't say he's a good IGL. I mean, he's got a good like a brain for strategy or whatever. He
Yeah.
doesn't make bad decisions. But damn it, if he doesn't get like the fucking the tunnel vision towards being in that upper echelon. Like he wants to be like one of the top killers, but he's not quite there yet. But his like he gets on those runs where just like
He has the drive.
yeah
Yeah.
So,
I mean, sometimes you just got to let that go. I know I'm
yeah.
not a top killer in this league anymore. What am I, in the top 20 now? I'm okay with it.
Yeah. The sooner we all make our peace with where we're at, I'm sure it's better for our teams. But that's a different
Fuck.
conversation. It's not easy.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What?
Why is it Jesus Christ, bro? The fuck?
What the fuck? How did you
Hey.
get in here?
Hey, I have access.
What the
No,
hell?
we're in the middle of doing something, bro.
Oh, okay.
JK. Welcome to the first LOFS podcast. I guess it's fitting that you slipped in here. You were supposed to be here, but I think you got busy or whatever.
But then you got busy on us.
So just try to fill in the gaps as you can, bro. Welcome to the podcast.
I'll tell you what,
This is Crush City 420.
Oh goddamn! I'm about goddamn 8 Dos Equis deep. I don't know if this is the appropriate time here.
It's your only shot, bro. One shot, one opportunity.
I'll tell you what, I want to hear. I want to hear
This is everything I've ever wanted. Lit Biscuit, Fred Durst style.
I want to hear Dos Equis' opinion here. Let's see what are each round, the first, second, and third round, the worst picks from each round.
God
You can't count keepers.
What do you mean? Who's the best pick?
Well, right now we're going through the draft. Who are the highs and lows like in each round? But
The high in the first round.
You can't do keepers. No keepers.
Okay. The high in the first round, I mean, would be first round picks. Buzz was a good first round pick. The low Geo was not a good first round pick just because of schedule. Other first round picks. Cheddar was a good first pick. Cody was a good first pick. It's off the top of my head.
We've been prepping a little bit for this, so sorry if you got thrown into it. Like,
yeah, that's just spitballing a little couple.
We'll get into the more general stuff. What's the next thing on our list, Leroy?
Well, that was the worst. We needed to get the best.
Yeah, we're gonna do our best picks now.
Okay. What's
Omar goes, "What the fuck? How'd you get in here?"
All right, so let's just quickly go through. All right, so obviously I think Buzz was the stellar pick if we're not using keepers.
Yeah.
He had a really good season. Of course, he went to the most comfortable spot. We're talking about some of these other guys that didn't really do as well when they were in different situations. Like that's a perfect situation for Buzz.
That plays actually a pretty big. It's a pretty big factor in how well you play.
I mean,
they were
we
super
got two
comfortable
brothers
from the
there
beginning.
between Buzz and Brizzle, and they meshed well and played well together. And then we got Kryptonian Bane and Reload 5. How come Leroy didn't put up 30 more kills a week like Buzz did?
Well, Relay wasn't a first round pick.
Well, we're talking about just two brothers playing together, and that
Just-
it was
just
a big part.
chemistry,
Leroy
just
just said it was a huge part.
I don't think it was Leroy as much as it was the camaraderie of the team in whole trying to get a schedule together. You know what I'm saying?
Not only that, but we also got somebody who likes to go out and just shoot and not tell people where anybody's at.
Who you referring to
Is
there,
that me?
Leroy?
Is that me?
Anyways, let's go. Let's see what we have. So we got Buzz the first. Second round. What about second round? You know what
Let's
was
just
it? Cam?
collectively do it. Let's quickly go
Yeah.
through it. Who,
I would
who's,
say
who's the
Cam.
stud?
I would say
The
Cam and
second
JFS.
Cam?
I'm saying Cam and
Savage.
JFS played pretty.
Savage is
Savage,
the-
but Savage was the
Savage
best.
probably, yeah, he was probably over his.
I'm gonna say me just because. You know
Of
what I'm saying?
Did you
course you would.
overperform or underperform or like?
I
As
would say
expected?
exactly
he-
what I expected to do.
Savage finished somewhere in like the top.
He finished with
Top second tier.
46.4.
Where's
Yeah,
he at?
Savage did-
What was his rank or whatever? Is he in the top 28?
His rank? I don't.
Yeah.
Let me see. I don't have it pulled up.
Look,
I got it. Hold on.
Probably kill some teams.
Savage ranked 21.
Okay, so he was way above. So he basically jumped into the top half of the first tier.
It's about
Yeah.
more than kill, boys.
That's true too. But we're just as far as that and shit. They're still in the.
And they're
semis
still in it.
also. Yeah, they're still in.
Yep.
It. They're sneaky ass little team. And then the fourth round, shit. Chapo sticks out.
I think Chapo sticks out. Yeah.
I really
It's-
expected a lot from OJ. Maybe I expected too much. What did he finish with? Where did he finish?
He finished great. Him and Gio averaged almost the same.
Yeah, our
So you
numbers
got
are not
out
that
of-
bad. So he's 26. It's really
OJ
not
finished
bad.
with a higher average than Confetti Wap.
So he's tail end of the first round. That's actually where I kind of
Yeah.
remember before the season started. I was like, man, he's gonna be in that like tier 2. Like,
You literally kept the best T4 that you could have kept.
sure, definitely.
far as numbers go.
Value wise, for sure. But even like value aside, I thought he would be better. But I mean, shit, Gio even finished end of the. Yeah, so even Gio's not bad. Like on paper, he's like end of the first round,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, your whole team was pretty good.
Everybody's weren't bad on
Yeah.
paper.
Yeah, and when we get further down, we get to the strength of schedule and all that crap. You'll see like
You gotta go.
got
You
fucked
gotta
a little
take
bit. We got fucked a little bit.
morning lobbies, bro, into account.
The morning lobbies and just like things not going our way when we didn't have the ability to kind of force them to go our way. When I say that, I'm talking about like if everybody was available, maybe we force a morning lobby or like take advantage of something. We just couldn't. We didn't have the schedule to take advantage of anything. We ended up playing on a night that was against all of our better judgment on one of them, and then that last
Like,
night,
one of-
Gio didn't even get
One
to
of them
play
we were
'cause-
forced to.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to keepers. I mean, this is probably easy. The best keeper. I mean, when you speak about OJ though, I mean that was a keeper. He was in the fourth.
You gotta say Fetty in the
pick.
Yeah.
You're
But
both
then
wrong.
Reese-
The best.
but
the
then
best
Reese
keeper
was-
Probably
Reese.
Yeah, it was probably Reese.
No. I say that, but I'm also saying that we add where they were kept at.
Like the value of them.
Yeah, but I still
For
think
value,
Reese is,
then it's OJ.
It's not OJ. It's confetti over OJ.
I don't know. Where's Reese? Reese is 5, bro. It's probably still Reese.
no Reese
It-
is
But as far as value, T4 style, confetti's better than OJ.
Okay, if we're gonna talk value and not numbers, Reese and Joey are the only two keepers left in the playoffs.
Well, I'm looking at it like Reese. He's 5th, right? But he was drafted somewhere between 15. He should be between the 15th and 28th player, as far as his tier goes. So he's
True.
10 spots higher than the best he could have been drafted as.
Yeah.
So he's essentially the 5th highest killer.
And that's
numbers,
why I
whatever.
said the worst pick in the draft was last season with you picking Leroy,
Right.
Yeah.
That was-
because
that was
I
a-
got Reese instead
That
of
was
you.
a dirty shot on Leroy.
I know.
Yeah,
bro.
truth
unwarranted.
hurts sometimes, you know.
That was unwarranted.
I can't say nothing because he already admits that he's the sorriest player on his team.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's move on to the next one.
What is the next thing, Leroy?
Let's go with
Getting out of
top-
this
topic-
draft.
Let's go topics throughout the season.
High points,
I'm gonna
low
s-
points. Just
Well, I'm just gonna start and throw this out there.
okay.
It's called morning lobbies.
Oh
let's
God, you went
just-
straight for it, huh?
Yeah,
Straight
let's
for
just
the gut. Okay.
let's just say there was this guy that's named Trey. Let's
Oh.
say he was on top of a mountain, a snowy mountain, threw a rock down, and that rock turned into a huge snowball. And as it went down further, the snowball got bigger until it just completely destroyed a whole LOFS league.
Damn.
Many loaf soldiers
I-
were lost.
There was a lot of arguments, let's say. This is probably the worst season with morning lobbies.
100%.
100%, yeah.
I got the numbers. If anybody was taking
Are
guess,
we gonna guess on the total number of played
morning lobbies played.
I would
Let's
say
see.
Hold
over.
on, Chase. Right, we had how many matches?
112 matches played.
112 matches were played total, morning
Over-
or night, just in general.
Over 65.
Oof.
Oh my
Not
God.
that. It's
There
not that
goes
bad.
the Dos Equis talking.
I went with 25.
It seems like
Bowser,
that. I mean,
Bowser said 25. I want to say
Okay.
35.
Omar probably counted because it's exactly 35.
Oh, probably
I
counted?
swear to God, I didn't count. There's no way for me to count because the fucking shit is not
That's what he wasn't
In there.
taking a nap. Bowser. He was.
bull fucking
He was
shit,
counting,
dude.
not
He
taking a
was
nap.
count-
Okay.
He was
Wow.
counting.
Look at
What
the
a
fucking
cheater,
thing.
dude.
Stop, bro. It's 35 on the dot.
So that's what we
And
say.
it's
That's 30%.
Yeah.
about around 30%.
Yeah, dude.
That's what
this
we kind of guesstimated earlier.
32%.
30%.
35 games
That's some hoe ass
35
shit.
more.
played in the
That's
morning.
probably about 15 to 20 more than we've ever had.
That is, dude. It's probably like 25 more. It's unheard of.
It's exponentially more than.
So
Mm-mm.
I would agree that was a huge jumping off point because as soon as he did it, it was probably not planned to like. It's not like was it
Oh,
tripods and Josh? He went right after them. It was probably already
Trey
planned
said
to go, but
Trey
they went
said
immediately after them and blew it up too.
week one, he put up that high ass score or something like that, and then he was like, "We're playing every matchup in the morning." He knew what he was doing.
I
Oh, yeah.
believe. Let me look. Let me
For
look
sure,
back.
for
real quick.
sure.
And this is coming from a captain that lost his captaincy the previous season.
I would not. I never wanted to put it against anybody for doing it because I mean, if it's available, it's good strategy, right?
But though,
So
And
I mean,
until next season.
whether it's honorable or not, I mean that's.
yeah, it's definitely not honorable.
But
Until next
but
season.
Trey is definitely not the one that's
Trey-
losing sleep.
Trey
over
was a-
anything like that. Trey was happy doing it, and
Trey was the first one
they
to
essentially
play.
knocked
Morning
us out with
Lobbies.
one of them. That last Sunday that they played, if they would have put up anything under, most of the scores were like 400 or less, and they fucking dropped 5 something with that morning lobby. Shit, we got 350s, 230s, 280s, 325, and then fucking
Dude, it was.
cut my
It
load out,
was.
520, bro.
It was horrendous.
Rub My Loadout was the #1 scoring team in week 8.
Yeah, and it was a fucking morning lobby. It's just like like Leroy said, it was the theme from the fucking beginning of the season, starting that morning lobbies just dominated.
I think that's going to be the name of the
conversations.
season.
Like we will remember season 2 of like this was the straw that broke the camel's back or whatever the fuck the saying is on morning lobbies, and we're gonna have to adjust for next season. I think everybody's ready for it.
Morning lobbies. Morning lobbies brought up.
Baby.
Yeah.
That's how bad it was. Morning lobbies brought up penalties, percentages,
it made
and a
everybody
whole bunch of other
fucking-
a slew
It
of
brought out
things.
an ugly side in a lot of people, and even like I don't know for sure, but Smurb probably left because of morning lobby discussions and all that shit. Like it seemed like that was the thing that just kept pissing him off, or he would jump into chats about and it would like go head to head. On my side, it was just like I argue with anybody in here. It's like it's for fun, whatever. We're just bullshitting, I'm just throwing numbers at you. But he seemed to take it like tougher, or like he got.
R.I.P. my Smurb.
Hey,
In hindsight, he might have a lot of that might have been directed at Josh or whatever his team. Like he seemed to be at odds with his team.
But before this season, morning lobbies was considered a conspiracy theory, a myth. I mean,
I think
you say that.
this season did. It proved something that none of us ever wanted to admit. Omar might have been right about.
You could say it.
I think we still have a channel in the Discord about it.
That's right.
I know.
The very top thing.
Imagine that.
I think at one point we were thinking about calling the League of Lights. So,
The thing that bothers me about it, right? This discussion that has lasted fucking over the almost 3 years now. Like since I was thinking it started like around COVID, we're more than 3 years now. We're like 3.5 of LOFS League, since COVID and all that.
Mm.
The fact that this shit, I mean, damn, bro, this is we're grown men now. The idea of morning lobbies. This is like a tale as old as time, as Crush City likes to say. This goes back to when we were fucking playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. You knew if you played in the mornings, you were playing against little kids. You could hear it.
I think what confirmed me was when Jesus and Romeo both openly admitted, like, hey, we used to do this in the past to gain an advantage. Now it's egregious. It's like, okay, now we got you.
Then they're only saying it's egregious is because everybody else is doing it,
to
and
them.
and
Right,
it was happening to them. Yeah.
But the thing is, like, everybody argued it so fucking hard for so long, and sometimes I'll be like, they're just bullshitting because I know that they know this is old material. Like, demons get on at night because we were the demons at one point, right? We were the monsters that fucking would get on and just wipe the floor with love. And it was like, this is the time we could all get on. Now it's like, hey man, we gotta get fucking out of here before these demons log in.
Yeah, now look at us over here.
So whatever, I think that was my big topic of the season, though.
And it's gonna lead to better things, right? Like we've learned from it. Hopefully, we can move forward. And even
now we're over here just drinking Dos Equis, hoping we could play some games here and there.
Yeah.
What would you say your topic was, Kryptonian?
Oh man, I guess I would have to say the relationships, the up and downs, like throughout the whole season, even into the playoffs now. Just the big ones were the Reese fallout, the immediate fallout for my own team, Thunder Buddies, at the draft or just after. Anybody that was at the draft, I mean, shit, Gio seemed happy as fuck. He was talking shit, but I mean, shit, we're taking pictures, we're fucking talking about, normal shit. It's family, whatever. Like, so the fact that went sideways still kind of makes me confused.
And then he tried to Eli Manning you or what?
I don't know, dude. It was so bizarre to me. It's like, bro, no matter how you feel about something, aside from like a major issue, like, hey, I'm going to be in this league, but I cannot play with this guy because, I don't know, he called my wife something, or like, we're literally like, we're not friends. I can't play with this guy, and there's no reason to put us on a team together. Other than that, bro, fucking, you paid your money. You're on a team. You can't get off of it, aside from a trade, which was, foreign until this season. But, like, bro, just play your game. Like, you're a good player. On paper, we're a good team. We have good vibe. Like, what the hell? It almost felt like he had, like, a hidden agenda the whole time. Like, I never felt like he was completely, like, on board with the team, or like, yo, we have a chance to beat anybody in here. You've seen some of the numbers we put up. Like, always felt like it felt like it was forced. Like,
felt like high school. Felt like high school.
Sometimes, but it was like, even the season we balled out, or the week we put up really high scores or won, it never felt like, oh, let's get it, boys, let's get it. It always felt like, we're still gonna fuck it up, or, well, we'll play next week. Or it was just like, I don't know. There wasn't like the normal every other season. Like, I guess whenever we win, or I'm sure you guys can attest to it, when you guys win, like the little text thread you might have, it's usually positive stuff, or like, until our next match, like, hey, let's practice this night, or whatever, blah blah blah, like good shit. I felt like there was none of that from Gio. OJ was going through a rough time. Leroy had his issues. I had my, like, whatever the hell was going on, it was still always good from three of us. But I felt like Gio never really committed to Thunder Buddies or whatever.
Well, it's because, like, let's all be honest. You know where he wanted to be.
Yeah, and I mean that's facts. I feel like that's a real thing. But at the same time, bro, it's there's 14 teams. The chances you go where you actually want to go is fucking unlikely.
Well, like, okay, so there's a lot of people, I think this was a season of, like, replacements. This was a season of just making shit fit. This was the season of some hoe-ass morning lobbies. But it was also a season of, the season kind of felt like it drug on, man. 8 weeks is a lot. A lot, dude.
That's another good topic.
Yeah. Like me, I had never, ever played an extensive thing with, like, Buzz, Brizzle, or Fetty. So, like, it was also a season of a lot of people playing with people they never played with extensively. So,
yeah,
but at least I would say this. Yeah, that's very true. But at least everybody had a shot at making the playoffs to the very end. Like
Yeah.
there wasn't
I
any
think
team.
weeks. I think
Except
week
Jesus.
6.
I mean, except Jesus. No, Jesus' team legit, but there were still even going into week 8, there were still a lot of possibilities, and
Yeah,
unfortunately,
I think Green Machine and DC-10 were officially eliminated. At the
Dude,
end of
it's
week
just
6.
like look at Pride's team, bro. Like they had how many team members total?
Yeah,
6,
7.
7.
and that
Uh,
probably is something to do with the 8 weeks. Like the longer it goes, the patients wear thin.
Facts.
So
like I said, unfortunately, one of the
thing
better
we've learned
teams,
from.
Thunder Buddies, got eliminated that 8th week. So
Yeah, dude, especially Dementors, bro. They really just needed like a point, and they couldn't even. They had.
it
issues,
still
they
made
couldn't
it.
even
It
play.
was still exciting. It was still exciting, even though we lost.
I think had we only
Shout out to
played
Danon.
6 weeks, it would have been the bottom 4 that didn't make it: DC-10, Green Machine,
Were we out
Crimson
in week
Empire,
6?
and Thunder Buddies. I think it would have been us. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. It would have been us.
All right, I've given my input. It's time for bed.
You going
All
to
right,
bed,
thank you,
man? You're
Chris.
just getting in the thick of it. We appreciate
Thank
you.
you, Christian.
Yeah, we're getting the thick of it. The thick
Appreciate-
of my fucking bed.
I appreciate the
brother.
cameo, brother.
Hey,
Later,
next time give up. We're doing this, and I'm here.
Yes, sir.
Later, guys.
Later,
Take it
bro.
easy.
All right.
And we say bye-bye.
That was a pleasant little surprise.
That was nice.
How the hell
Definitely
it-
threw a
he found
curveball in
that,
the
Nick,
in our little. We were
but it-
rolling, and then all of a sudden, hold up, wait a minute.
What
Well,
is
but-
that? I thought
but
I
then
heard
I-
it. I thought I heard his voice, and I was like, nah.
But
there's
afterwards, we
no
were
reason
we,
he would be checking that that Discord because it's like
we
it's
kept
normal.
rolling though.
did
He
well.
came
We
in
did
there
well.
and gave some good points. And we'll have some more cameos as more people stopping by.
Love it.
Hopefully, some planned cameos.
Hey.
Okay. So are we still talking about this?
No,
There
I
was
think,
more
I think
than
we
those
can,
problems.
we can definitely slide into the Reese
Yeah.
issue, which was
Yeah,
probably
I mean,
that was rough, dude.
That almost
I
changed
know
Crimson
it was
Empire
rough.
season.
Well, it did because after weeks 1 and 2, we were one of the worst teams in the league. 0-10. We had lost to a bad Buki's team and a bad. I can't remember who do we play. Oh no, we beat Dementors, but barely in week 2. Like
Yeah.
we'd been playing bad, and I'm thinking to myself, why? What has changed? It wasn't the other guy holding our team together from last season. We have Cam. It should be an upgrade. And so I tried to talk to my team about it, and I've got an upset T2 at me. I'm like, dude, what's the problem? We're just not playing aggressive enough. I'm like, okay, we could switch it up, but it was a lot of shit. Just
Yeah, there was more to it.
it was a lot. And he wanted off the team, and I wanted him off the team, and I was trying to trade him to anybody that would take him. Thankfully, and I'll thank the showstoppers for this. We had a little side meeting. I think you were in there too, where we just talked it out, and
I
eventually
do remember
things
that.
turned. Yeah, eventually things turned around. In week 3, we put up the highest score that week, and unfortunately, it was against it was against you guys.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, but like things turn around from there, and things have been good. I mean, don't get me wrong, the motherfucker plays a lot of GTA now, and is all about hookers and selling drugs, but we're still in it. We barely beat Rub My Loadout by 3 points, but we're still there.
Yeah. Then I guess we had the Smurb. We had the Smurb one.
Voodoo
I
Hut.
just didn't get all the details from that, but he might have had some stuff going on behind the scenes or something, and just seemed like with a blink of an eye, he was off of Dementors, and Danon stepped in for him, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
Danon stepped in.
We had
for
a couple
him,
of
and
big. We had a couple of big step ups.
They went on a fucking run as soon as Danon got there. As far as like getting some dubs, they
He
were
got
low in the
lucky.
points. They may have got lucky, yeah. But definitely Danon is always a potential upgrade because of his demeanor.
When
Seeing
did that
his good
replacement
vibes.
happen? Do you remember what week?
Maybe 5th week. Yeah, week 5. Danon
Week 5?
comes in. They won.
Okay. I'll say this. In week 5 and week 6, they played the worst 2 teams in the league that week.
Must be nice.
and
Let's see.
that's
Who
how
did we
they got their 10
Who
points.
did we play week 5? Oh, the team that put up 603, bro.
Yeah,
We're just
no,
super
that was the
unlucky, bro.
number one team that week.
Damn, bro.
I think
Unlucky.
Kryptonian Bane's cursed.
I could be cursed.
It could
Thunder
be
Buddies
just
for
the
sure.
Thunder Buddy name.
It could be. I'm not very superstitious, but you never know.
You're just a
Sometimes
little.
you gotta.
You're just a little
Sometimes you gotta get
titious.
that. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta get that boiled egg in the house and run that thing all around. You know.
You know what I need?
Boiled egg.
I need one of those.
I don't know if it's boiled or not. Don't quote
I
me.
need one of those like I don't call it witch doctor, but like the little
A
sweet
shaman.
a little shaman. Yeah, come knock me around with one of those big leaves. You know, they fucking knock the.
That's what I'm saying with the egg.
Is that the same thing?
Yeah, that's a common thing to like.
Brujeria.
Yeah, I get that.
Is that what it's called, Leroy?
Mm-hmm.
Black
Yeah.
magic. Get
You
that
could
shit.
say black magic.
Or
Sure.
you just need to get throw some salt over your shoulder. Call it a day.
Oh, bro, you know what, bro? Before next season, I'm gonna get one of those shaman leaves. I'm
Yeah.
gonna hit the
You
computer. I'm gonna hit my PC.
you walk
with it, my whole
under-
setup.
I'm gonna get you. You know what? I'm gonna teabag you that instead of a leaf
What?
and get some
Yeah, yeah.
teas.
With that,
Okay.
is that the
Awkward.
same picture from the eclipse earlier?
Yeah. Did you see
Shave that
that?
chin.
Did you like that eclipse?
Yeah, that was a good one.
No, Omar, have you walked under any ladders or broken any
No,
mirrors
bro,
lately, bro?
I don't do that shit. I definitely sidestep even like
Thunder
'cause
Buddies is
a lot
the
of my patients are at like apartment complexes. Like I
So
would
you
not
are a
walk
little
under there then.
superstitious.
Yeah, I guess so. That's old school superstition.
Thunder Buddies. Thunder
But
Buddies
not
is like the
related
Madden.
to video games or winning or losing.
No,
Like not really.
No,
like that.
you're only
That's just-
superstitious about TTK.
no, but that's a real thing. That's a thing for sure.
Nobody else in this entire league ever said anything about TTK as much as you did.
Look at what's his name's numbers and the mouse and keyboard guys struggled.
Who?
The mouse and keyboard guys, because that's really where the TTK is blatant. Like that's where it really like evident because there's no that aim assist that's helping that aim stay on the player. When that's gone, that extra little wiggle or like you're trying not to get shot, it makes it that much harder. And it was noticeable in the beginning during OSTs. That's why I was like constantly fucking with sensitivity, trying to drop it a little bit lower so that I wasn't overcorrecting or whatever. That shit's still going on to today. Who knows, bro? I might go back to a remote next season. Who knows?
Oh well, then you're definitely not going to be making captaincy with that.
I'm sick of looking at it, bro. I'm sick of it.
What else? What else? We have anything else with that?
I mean, there was other stuff. There's Confetti had a little blowout this last week with DSG.
But he's
Mhm.
back.
But
Just
he's
came back
back.
tonight, right?
Yeah, just fucking showed up tonight like a G. So happy about that. Never.
He
wanted
said,
to
"I'm
lose.
not fucking leaving."
Confetti's vital to this league, and I'm glad he's back. But
You know who else I want to say they're not fucking leaving? All them showstoppers that complain
I don't
after
think
losing.
they're leaving, bro, because I think they like to compete, which is like the biggest.
It's the biggest draw to what
marker.
we are.
Yeah, like if you
Yeah.
fucking like to compete, bro, where can you get this? Unless you're
Nowhere.
a fucking top 1% streamer and getting invited to real competitions like this, the only
Bro, this
other
is the
thing
real
you can
competition.
go do is compete in those little side tournament things that are hosted by websites. You don't know who you're playing. Even when
And you
you
got to
won,
pay extra money for that.
yeah, and a quarter of your money is disappearing right off the bat and going into their pockets. But like when I've been a part of teams that have won those little tournaments, the Z League or whatever.
Yeah, me, you,
When
and
you
Buzz
win-
won our first time we played together.
There's no payoff as far as like the emotional or like the excitement. It's like I don't know who I beat. I beat them. Like I'm glad I won the money, but I could have been beating, two little rugrats that don't even know how to play the game that just entered to the tournament. You know what I mean? But in here, when you know who you're playing and that you know that they're good players, bro, I will be shocked, especially since Dylan is he's a former collegiate hurdler, so he's a natural competitor. I think for sure he'll be back, and he alluded to something like that, right? Didn't he say he was coming back? Or
Man,
he was
no.
vague about it, right? Like, oh, the
He was
showstoppers
vague.
might return.
I think Cheddar said he was out for sure, but like, some people
Same
say
thing, yeah.
If I had $1 for every time somebody said they were going to leave and came back, I'd be a millionaire.
don't know about a millionaire, but you definitely have a few extra bucks for some triple eight yum yum wings.
Yes, sir.
What else? What's the next topic, bro?
Well, let's move this on to what do you have for us, Bowser?
What do I have for it? Oh, we want to talk about the strength of schedule now.
Let's hear it.
All
Let's
right,
hear
all
it.
right.
Oh man, this is juicy. It always is. I mean, where do you want me to start? We got um just I can give out just like the seasonal data. We
Yeah,
don't have
yeah,
to go
yeah.
week by week, right?
That's a good idea.
So our first column here is like the teams ranked on their weekly performance, right, versus everybody else. We got a tie in first place, a three-way tie.
We're
DSG.
looking at the season rank right here. This third orange
Yeah,
column.
yeah, we're looking at this one. Yeah.
Uh,
So we got that three-way tie between DSG, Tripods, and Drizzle Gang. So overall, through the 8 weeks, they scored the highest uh, collectively, right? And then we just go down the list. We got the worst being Dementors. They were the lowest scoring team throughout 8 weeks.
if you're not familiar with this or how it reads, but basically every week a team finishes 1 through 14, and they're given that point in this category right here. Over the 8 weeks, the Dementors at 22. That means out of 8 weeks, this is the most points that they got by
Yeah,
placement from weeks 1 through 8. So like if they were the worst team, they got 1 point that week, right? So to get 22, what does that mean? They averaged
I mean,
2.3 or like 2.5.
if
Like they were between the
it
the
was low,
the second worst and third worst team weekly, right?
yeah,
That math checks out, right?
basically,
To be at
that's why they're
22,
ranked 14th, right?
right? And
And then
and this
then you
side
got
is
Green
where they're
Machine
at,
and DC 10.
right?
And then you have the next column here is the seasonal, the verses, who the teams were playing.
Hmm.
So if you look for first place, you got my team, Crimson Empire. Technically, each week we played the hardest team collectively through 8 weeks.
Hmm.
That would mean like we had roughly the hardest schedule,
Right.
right? And then you have tied in 13th. Bookies and Dementors were tied for the easiest schedule. They
Right.
played teams that put up a low score each week,
Yeah,
Must be nice.
must be nice, Bookies.
right?
Bookies
And
finished, I think, fourth.
yeah, Thunder Buddies, you're up there. You're fourth.
I know we're fourth, but we're also I don't know how if you ever calculated who played the number one team the most, but I'm sure we were there.
I mean, we could do that real quick, honestly.
I'm
Number
thinking
one
against you
team
guys.
well, I'll just go week through week. Green Machine
Oh,
played
up here, we can
first
find
in
that.
week 1, and then in week 2, Tripods played the number one team. Week 3, it was Thunder Buddies played the number one team. Week 4, it was
That was
Empire
against
that
you
played the
guys.
number one team. Week 5, Thunder Buddies again played the number one team.
Hmm.
In week 6, Replicas played the number one team. In week 7, Drizzle Gang played the number one team. And in week 8, again, Thunder Buddies played the number one team.
But
So
even
three
in
three
week
times.
8, it was the fourth ranked.
Yeah.
We
So that's why
we
all those numbers get put together, and that's why you're ranked 4.
motherfuckers, bro.
Yeah.
But hey, that happened to Tripods last season. It happened to Bookies last season, and maybe
I
that
like
just means
this.
next season we'll get the fucking
Right. And so let's move on to our next column. So we have the rank versus the strength of schedule. This is how your team performed versus uh who were they playing, basically, right? So
Yeah.
you have Tripods. Um they performed the best to their schedule that they could, right? They could not have done anything better this season. And
set
you
that.
have
They'd like to have that a wild
right,
card back.
yeah. Dementors were the worst versus who they played. They could have improved the most. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does.
So like number 2 Drizzle Gang, they couldn't have done much better, but slightly. My team in third, we could have done a little better. Thunder Buddies, this is where You're ranked 8. There are
Huh.
weeks you could have performed better,
Sure.
and you would it would have turned out differently, right?
I agree. I could tell you
Sure. I
Dementors
know. I
when we
was gonna
played
say
Dementors
Dementor.
was one of them.
That's when my boy Screeloy dropped the big fat 2-2. If you would have got
Catch 22.
if you would have got even 8 more kills, bro, we would have fucking slid by. If you would have dropped a 30 bomb, we would have had enough
I mean,
points to beat him. And we really only needed what? 1 more point, 2 more points.
it did help that we fucking
Yeah.
had to play.
But bro, what would have
certain
happened anyway? Like, let's say we beat the Mentors out. Like, what would have happened in the playoffs with Geo's schedule and everything? I guess technically we would have been playing with
Yeah, technically we don't know
like
who.
who knows what the hell would have been happening. So
Yep.
it was meant to be always.
And then lastly, our last column here, it's the team's rank based on luck, pretty much, right?
Hmm.
How lucky was your schedule? How unlucky was your schedule? Based off this, Tripods got fucked again. Like I said, they couldn't have played any better. And they had the worst schedule, pretty much.
Really?
Not the toughest. My team had the toughest schedule at number 1. Tripods had the unluckiest schedule.
How's that broken down?
So basically, how this is broken down is when they played their best, they had another team play their best. That's how
Oh,
this is. This is the luck factor.
okay. Yeah, I would say that we were up there too because we put up a big number against you
You
guys.
you had
And
9. Yeah,
yeah, so we're towards
not
the
many
top.
teams in front of y'all. Drizzle Gang and Replicas tied for 12th, DC 10 and 11, and then you're tied for ninth with myself, right?
Okay.
Luckiest team in the league, still in the playoffs.
Those bookies. They're
Would
about
you
to
look
get
at
there.
that?
They're about to get slapped by the
They're like the
Replicas, bro.
diamond. They're like the Diamondbacks right now.
Yeah.
They're about to get ate up by Savage's VPN and Replicas California lobbies. Rest in peace, bookies.
Yep. I would also
Rest
like to point out the
in
Showstopper
peace.
said the second lucky schedule.
Oh,
Sorry, I
Dylan
know.
would love to hear that. You hear that, Dylan?
Yeah.
Lucky bastard.
But anyways, that's how this strength of schedule breaks down.
Hopefully, we can highlight this in the next season, man. This is actually pretty nice.
It takes a lot of. It took a lot of effort this season. The spreadsheet that I'm building for next season should basically auto populate a lot of stuff for us,
Yeah,
where we don't have to worry about almost anything.
that would be nice.
Yeah. But that's our topics for weeks 1 through 8. We're gonna move on to playoffs.
Let's
We'll talk
go
about
to the
that wild
playoffs.
card.
Let's start with the wild card. So we had
Okay.
Tack versus Drizzle, and then we had Tripods versus Replicas.
So
Well, let's start with who didn't make it in the
yeah,
playoffs.
let's talk about how DC 10 Green Machine were eliminated. I think at the end of week 6. Rest in peace. And then it came down to the final week, who was going to be those last 2 teams, and it was either going to be between Thunder Buddies, the Mentors, Crimson Empire,
And Tech.
Replicas, Tac
Hell,
Squad.
Thunder Buddies. Thunder
it
Buddies
was a
wasn't even
big.
technically Thunder Buddies.
And really, man, I know we all look at this from our own perspective. So, like, fresh in my mind was that week 7 match against Replicas. I'm telling the guys, we beat these guys, and we have
You're
a
in.
very good chance. We're not
Yeah.
locked in, but we're a really good chance. And we beat them. We took all 5. We did what we needed to do, and we were really like when I was talking about earlier, like we were riding like high, or like we were in a good moment. I really never felt like Gio was on board with that. Like he really just never really like I don't know joined in the celebration or whatever.
He was
Okay, we
too
gotta be
busy.
good.
He was too busy buying subscriptions to Tech Squad.
And leading into week 8,
Man,
the
y'all
thing
really
that's
shitting on Gio this podcast.
no man, Gio's
don't
been shitting on me all week, man. Fuck him, love him. But
What's the fuck the new order hat? What does he have it stand for?
I don't know. Why don't you
I
tell
can't
him,
really
Chris?
can't really say it on the podcast, but
Yeah,
fuck
yeah,
that something Omar.
yeah. So,
Oh
but
man.
the worst part about all this, right? Like we're riding on a high, and I am on vacation with my wife in Nashville, and I wake up. We partied Saturday night. We partied so fucking much in Nashville. Partied hard. Wake up Sunday morning, and to my dismay, Replicas or
Rub
Rub
my
My
load
Load
out.
Out has gone, and they just the lobbies I'm watching. I just couldn't believe how easy, and they're just mowing everybody down. Howie had 70 kills, and this is in a mode where we played 8 games straight, no time. So
Right.
the kills were lower across the board for most because everyone's playing a little bit slower. My man had 70 kills, and just now in the spoiler alert uh, quarterfinals, he had like 30. If that doesn't tell you,
11 in one game.
Rode My Loadout was
what
actually a
the
trash
hell?
team, other than the morning lobbies that saved.
Chapo had 47. Trey had 59. Like, bro, they went off and they dropped the highest score that week at 519. So the rest of my Sunday in Nashville, like, obviously you don't want to take any of this stuff like and wear it on your sleeve, especially on vacation. But it was definitely in the back of my mind, like, well, it's no longer in our hands. I mean, it's in our hands, but at that point we knew that other things were going to have to fall for us to make it, and of
Cause
course,
y'all,
Drizzle getting pissed all over himself and
cause
let
y'all hadn't
replicas.
even played week 7 yet, right? When that had happened.
I think we had.
You played week
Yeah,
7 when you got back on that Monday, right?
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah. I think we played Monday and then Wednesday. Yes, you're
So your
correct.
team knew you had to at least take the 5 from replicas
But
because
we knew
it was
that they
almost
didn't put up a
impossible.
yeah, but we knew that they didn't put up like the highest score, like a big score. They put up 325 or 226. So it was like, hey, if we beat replicas, like we have a chance without getting any points week 8 because we knew that 520 was going to be a pain in the ass, especially in that 8 game format. So what we really
And y'all
needed,
had put up high numbers before, but it had been in the morning, and y'all just didn't have a
yes,
chance to run a morning
yes,
lobby in those
I
2 days you had left.
the highest I think the highest we put up at night was like 430, maybe 450.
And then
That
y'all
big
had a
score we
really
put
high
up
morning lobby, but
was
you had
against you guys, yeah.
against our week 3.
So it was just, I mean, it is what it is. Let's not put it too much on the Thunder Buddies. But anyway, we got eliminated. The Dementors had a debacle, and their captain had some personal stuff going on, and they
Speaking
really
real
had to.
quick to the elimination of these teams, it's been a rumor going around that you could no longer keep your team name if you were eliminated for playoffs. Is this
That
true?
I believe
Well,
that's true.
so there was a team that went by the Buccos last season that lost uh, their franchise. However, there was another team, Rub My Loadout, that also lost their franchise. I don't know who filed with who or what in order to keep their name, but Rub My Loadout kept their name, and Buccos transitioned to Los Bookies. So, anywho, the Thunder Buddy CEO was wise enough to jump on that Rub My Loadout path, and they
I
have already
think you're,
secured if
yeah,
if they're able to, you know, get a franchise, they will be able to keep their name.
I think what you're saying is the Thunder Buddy CEO was wise enough to not fucking say anything
uh,
and
bro,
remind the rest of us that Rub My Loadout shouldn't have been
dude,
named Rub My Loadout.
hey, swear to God, like all jokes aside, I think I was fucking with Lozo. Like it was like a real thing we were gonna do, but then he had changed it so fast. It's almost like he ruined like the whole. It's the same thing. Like everybody wants me to like be pissed off that the Thunder Buddy thing is dead or you know what. And when we
You
did
talking
that
about
to
Los
Lozo,
Thunder Buddies?
yeah, when we did it to Lozo was like, "Oh, it's fine," and he already had that like shitty beaver logo
Yeah,
picked out. It was like, all right, whatever. This guy wants to be Los Buki, and then
I
we
had
didn't
actually
even.
sent him that
We
because
never
he,
even.
well, his story was he picked Los Bukis is because they're an older popular Tejano band.
Is that where it stems from?
Yeah,
Los
and he sent me
So he
when I sent him
actually
a
knows them.
picture of that Los Bukis that he goes by now. He sent me back like, actually, I picked him because of this band. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. But he's like, but I like this so much better.
That's funny. And I honestly think that we didn't even think about like run my loadout. Like we didn't even think like it killed the whole momentum of killing a franchise's team name.
Yeah,
And that's something we can put back on the table. But I'm definitely gonna take advantage of, you know, the same thing that run my loadout did. If I'm able to be a captain again, who knows, bro? Who fucking knows? This little peek behind the curtain. I am really thinking about going back to remote control, and if I did, I think me being a captain through OST would be much more difficult. But at the same time, like maybe that would be
So
good for me, like getting back, on a controller
and being
you know,
somebody's number two,
yeah. And who knows? By the end of that season, maybe I'll be back to my numbers and potentially be a captain the following year. Who knows?
or being kept, you never
Who
know.
knows, bro? The real problem with all this shit is I got a taste for the theatrics. Okay, it's delicious. I like the fucking drama. Okay,
How many
so
pull-ups can you do in one video?
in that one
Wearing
video that
a
I
coat
did at that
as the
time,
quote unquote Russian?
I could probably rep out about 10, 11.
You're Armenian, huh? Armenian Russian.
It's not Russian, bro. Do you guys fucking hell?
That's why I said quote unquote Russian, bro.
It's
Everybody, you were the Russian. It is what it is.
but there's no Russian accent in there.
You
No,
were
It was a
you were
Russian
the you
that
were
had
you're the
like
you
some
were
Russian.
kind of like British accent.
you were
Sorry.
Dimitri.
For those
Yeah.
of you that don't know what we're talking about, Omar made a video back in like season 5 or 6. I can't remember, about
His,
everybody going to war this season. It was a great
his name
speech.
was Dimitri.
I
Dimitri
don't
was
What
I don't remember that.
what was the name of the guy that we had that
Dimitri.
he worked with Jesus that did the videos?
Oh yeah, what was his
He
name?
was the one that was like the director. He was like, "Hey man, do this, bro. Go, lift some weights or do something like send me the clip and I'll
Emmerich
put it."
or
No,
No.
it wasn't
was-
Ethan.
no, it was damn,
What was his name?
not the one that won with Chase, because he worked with them too.
I
Lawson,
think- I
not
think I-
Lawson.
I think not Lawson. I think I'll find it real quick.
But anyway, yeah, he was the one that made that hype video. He did such a good job on it. He worked on it for a
Yeah.
few days, and he was like, "Hey, man, it's missing something." And I was like, "Hey, what if we get some footage of like of us, like real footage?" And he's like what? And I was just like, I don't know. He's like, "What about like if you're working out or go lift some weights or something and it'll be funny or whatever." I was like, "All right." And I got this coat from back in the day, dude. Whenever I went overseas and it was snowing, and this thing is like a Burlington coat, FUBU fucking jacket that's like white fur and like a khaki suede.
If you've
on
ever
the outside.
seen The Dark Knight Rises, it's a Bane
it's
jacket.
eerily similar, but it's way
Yeah.
nicer. Like it's like nice. Like whenever I
Was
see
it Matteo Patio?
Matteo
Yes.
Patio, that's who it
Yes.
was. That's who did it. God damn. I wish we still had him to make more videos.
Matteo
but so-
Patio.
Well, didn't we get a video from Trippy last season?
Yeah,
Maybe.
Trippy did get too. I asked
But
him
Trip-
to do more, but he was dealing with all his.
He's busy with
work and
stuff.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him step back in.
If you ever, if anybody ever wants to see any real LOFS content, just tune in to Dark Lord Bowser's stream in the beginning. Get some really nice clips.
Yeah, they are. There's some good stuff.
What about the boy Reload 5 and this cat?
Yeah. Brow.
Pretty good one. That's a pretty good one. I think it sounds a little something like this.
So anyway, yeah.
Oh, we got off
We
topic.
did. Got scatterbrained.
We're talking about
Let's-
wild card now, right?
Let's move into the
Yeah.
wild card. Yes.
We're at an hour and 8 minutes, boys. We gotta clean it up.
Yeah. So our first matchup was Tac Squad in 10th place versus Drizzle Gang in 7th place.
Is anybody surprised at Romeo's performance here?
What do you end up putting up that week?
65, 37,000 damage. Like he had a
Little-
good week. But I
Oh,
just
he
felt like
put
it
up
was-
a ton of damage, just not a lot of kills, huh?
Yeah. I just
When
felt
we
like
were
he
back
was
to 3
primed
hours?
for a 90 bomb right there. Like
I-
thought he was
Yeah.
gonna go off.
I wrote some numbers down. I wrote one couple numbers down, but on that one, Hayes went above and beyond with 72 kills.
Ah.
That week.
Hayes has really been doing well the last few weeks.
Hayes,
Yeah,
Even,
he
like,
doesn't
public
wanna-
matches like that M4 he's got. There's something to that M4 for sure.
It's a Cronus, but it's
Yeah.
okay. We don't need to tell anybody that. But he just doesn't want to do what he did last season by dropping like 37 or whatever it was in the
It's bad.
playoffs.
Motivated.
It's-
But
it's
motivated.
did he do that in the semifinals last time, or did he do it in the quarterfinals?
I'm not sure.
The infamous 35.
It was
or
probably
whatever that-
quarterfinals.
Okay, so Dodged one bullet. Let's see if he can dodge one more, man. God, if
But
he has a bad night, bro, the league is gonna come for him for sure.
hey, on the other side of that wild card, the tripods and replicas. Let's just say Rep dropped 80. That's going to help you win a lot of games whenever you're
A
dropping
surprising show out from tripods. I mean, you got Joshy and Trippy back together after the
Sure.
Boats and Jose left, and I feel like both of them underperformed, and I
They
haven't
did.
seen Joshy since.
Joshy dropped 48.
Damn, has he been MIA ever since that
He's
game?
been MIA since then.
Damn, that's some West Texas boys for you.
Sometimes whenever you drop, when you underperform, sometimes you got to take a break
Yeah,
and find yourself.
that's
Joshy,
true.
if you
That's
end
true.
up listening to this, just hit up Reese for the blue chews, and you'll never underperform again.
Blue cheese.
But yeah,
Uh,
whatever to the as bad as they played, Trippy being 3 kills behind Joshy, just I mean maybe they were catching the demons that night. Who knows? But Trippy being that close to Josh, I mean, it shows what kind of player Trippy is. Like he's gonna be, especially like he's one of the guys that's already been into Modern Warfare 3, and
That was a good
Yeah.
substitute.
man, you can imagine he's gonna be right at the top of that list. Of
Was that a good sub
first
or what?
picks. Man,
It's not a sub; it was a replacement.
I mean, replacement. Was that a great replacement pick?
man.
All right. Anyways, we're gonna move on. We're not gonna worry about
So
that
yeah, so
replacement.
Drizzle Gang and Replicas prevailed
In the
there.
quarterfinals, that's
Let's
a
go- let's
1
go to
versus
quarter-
8 seed here.
Okay, so everything was like reseeded here. We got DSG and Replicas. The first match.
Which was a surprise, by the way, somewhat.
Yeah, I guess so, man.
The-
DSG
the-
was so clean throughout the whole fucking season.
Let's just say I wrote down some numbers.
The number
I got-
1 seed is cursed.
I got
Telling
Brizzle.
y'all.
I got
Telling y'all.
Brizzle and Buzz dropping 43 and a 49. That's
a
not
little
going
low
to
for
cut it.
them for sure.
And then I got Savage and Rep dropping 57 and Savage dropping a 45. So
Yeah, dude, Savage.
you can see the
Savage
difference here.
It was really close too, man. I remember it came down to that last game, right? Yeah, it did. It did.
It was a nail biter, that's for sure.
And Replica, I remember they started out extremely hot. Like, I mean, they're really good, right? But like, anytime you see a team like, especially their last game, and they get into the shit like immediately, you're always nervous for them because, honestly, more often than not, like, if you land in a hot zone, might not be coming out of it, and if you blinked, they were already at. I mean, shit. So Rep had 12, Savage had 9 that last game. They were probably at 6 and 5, after that first, landing battle and loading up. So it was like,
Mhm.
that's not good for DSG. I know they were sweating their asses off watching that last one.
Oh
I
yeah,
know, I was
Brizzle was in
sweating
the
watching
chat with us, and he was like, "I can't even watch, guys. It's over. They're fighting
Yeah.
bots.
Yeah,
And he was just down in the dumps.
He was saying GG's before it was even
Yeah,
done. So,
Joe
but-
he should do a South African says reverse psychology.
and of course, that's when that blow up happened with Confetti and Brizzle and Buzz or whatever. And thank God they've already patched that up. And look to see this team return next season. There's already been some speculation that Buzz has turned in his release form, basically saying he's not going to be playing with Brizzle next season. We don't know if that's a tactic to throw us all off or what. I mean, they're as close of 2 players as we have in here.
They're probably
next to each other, work out together. Who knows?
You're saying they're like Reload 5 and
Yeah.
Kryptonian Bane?
Except they work out together from what I hear.
yeah, I've heard that as well. They do.
Do you think
Work
that
out
it's
what?
you think these nuts? Do you think that it's a charade? Do you think that it's a pulling the?
Yeah, I think what's going to happen is Brizzle wants to draft Buzz first overall again and not waste his keeper pick. He's going to keep Chase. So he wants Buzz to fall in the draft and then be able to pick him up again, just like you did with Leroy.
Aren't you a little surprised Buzz isn't trying to get his own captaincy?
Not at all.
I think Buzz is comfortable.
Why do that when you already know you have somebody? You have Brizzle, who's got a low captain's KD. Gonna be drafting one of the first like 2 picks. Like you have to dodge one bullet.
I'll be honest with you. I mean, we've talked about this already a few times, like throughout like this short off season or whatever. I have never put that together the way that you just did. That is very Brizzle like thinking. Like I could see Buzz in it. Like, hey, this is what we're gonna do. I'm not gonna enter as a captain.
Yeah.
This is the only way we guarantee we're together.
Yeah.
And we get Chase, and we were the number 1 seed.
Yep.
We can run it back. And
Yeah.
and nobody's gonna like who
And
else is
nobody
gonna
can do anything
draft?
about it except for JR.
Exactly.
And then
Except for
JR's not gonna
He don't want
he's
Buzz.
not gonna take Buzz over like a Forrest or a Joshy. Like
Do you think that Brizzle would?
I think that's part of the charade.
Imagine though, like Brizzle,
Because
Chase,
Buzz
and
has been
Romeo.
saying to me, like, hey, future cap, bro, I'm so ready. Like, come on, man. Like, as much as I would love that, you're
It's a
yanking the chain,
collusion.
right?
Yeah,
We all know what's gonna happen.
but I mean,
What's
damn,
collusion?
and then Joshy threw his name in the ring too. I mean, we're talking about this fucking draft is gonna be
Wild.
It is.
Joshy, Romeo, Jesus, Buzz.
There's literally so much.
Imagine,
Reese's
imagine how
actually
many
gonna-
people. Yeah, imagine how many people are gonna look at me when I'm like 3rd overall pick and I skip on Fluffy and I skip on
Shit.
Joshy and I take Omar. Right? Can you imagine how
mean,
many people are
dude,
gonna
but
be
you're
like,
talking-
"You're fucking stupid, Bowser. Why would you do that?"
I know, bro, but like, if
But we're the
Romeo's, I
kings
mean,
of
Romeo's
remains.
got to go first overall, right? Romeo or Joshy? Who are you taking?
I
Taking
think
Romeo.
JR would take Romeo over Joshy.
Damn, would Romeo really
mean, you
want to
never
do that
know.
instead of be a captain?
Yeah, he is super excited to be on that team because they're gonna keep Doc. So they already have a T4 that is fucking phenomenal.
So you think Romeo's
That team
already,
is
you think
going to
Romeo has
be.
already like fucking?
Oh yeah, me and Romeo have talked about this on the side already.
Wow.
It's a lot
He
of
is
it's
so
a lot
ready.
of hypotheticals, but
That's
That-
not.
that-
I
that
mean,
is
that
a-
depends on JR, but
That
Romeo's
is a
ready to go number
scary
1
team,
overall.
like for 3 players to have Romeo, JR, and Doc.
Yeah.
That's
It'll be the best team Romeo's ever been on.
let's move on to hey,
Okay, yeah. We can.
let's
sidetrack
move on.
again.
Let me get you on track. Let's move on to Showstoppers and Drizzle. It's the number 2 seed versus the number 7 seed.
This one.
This was the infamous start at midnight, end at 3 a.m.
Yeah, the
and
morning lobbies
Showstoppers,
at 1 a.m.
Showstoppers waking up on the East Coast at 4 a.m. Like, what the fuck? What's going on?
Yeah, that's
Upset that they're losing.
That was unlucky for shit for both of them because Drizzle Gang never wanted to play at fucking midnight, but the schedule was.
Oh,
against
Hayes
them.
never stays up past like 9 9 at night when he's got to work. Like he didn't
They,
want to stay up that
they
late.
may have been upset, but let's just say this. I wrote
Ain't
this
no
down.
sin, no.
Hayes dropped 61 and Joey came through and dropped 69. Whenever the 2 top guys are dropping in the 60s, it's kind of hard to beat.
214.
I mean-
we hadn't seen over 200 in quite a while as far as kills.
Yeah.
That was substantial.
But
that night.
Showstoppers will come back and say they were playing at 3 a.m. So
That's morning
what
where I
what
come from.
what time is morning lobbies when you start late night? 2 a.m.
I would say 2 a.m. If
If
you
you're-
start at
if
2
you're-
a.m. and
if you're-
finish,
if
No,
you're
no, I'm
starting at
saying
t-
if you're still playing past 2 a.m., are you getting morning lobbies now?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I mean,
You're getting hacker lobbies.
this is all fucking subjective anyway. But I mean,
It's subjective, but
how
these are
many
the only
times,
numbers
like-
we have.
I would say like the demon time is really like between
10
10
to
and
2.
10 and 1 to 2. Yeah, like 10 to 2. Like a lot of times we used to get off right around 2 o'clock. Let me just be like, or even like the play starts to drop off, right?
Yeah,
So even though it's not demon hour, it's still like you're getting
it has gotten
The-
easier,
The
it's
kid
gotten
that wakes up
easier,
before
but it's
school.
not- but no, bro, no one's.
but it's
no one
not the
does that
same as
3 a.m.
7 a.m.
Exactly. That's exactly how it is right there. It's not morning lobbies, but it's not demon hour either. Because
It's just the same. Like if you start before,
I would say 6 and 8. Like 6 and 9 is equivalent to playing after 3 a.m.
yeah, that's actually a good way to look
I
at
like
it.
I like that.
Yeah. because 6 o'clock you're getting some guys that are either have already been playing for a couple hours because they got right
Yeah.
on when they got off of work, or guys that are trying to play a little bit before they go out for the night or something like that. Like you might
I mean,
catch
hell,
some-
you got half the league that started around 6 p.m. So that all of
Right.
us, right?
Right, and yeah, that's true too. A lot of like tournaments and stuff like that will start at like 7. So yeah,
So showstoppers. I mean, all I could say is, yeah, they got some easier lobbies after 2, but it's not any different than 6 to 8 p.m.
I
right,
agree.
right.
So let's go with after that one. Y'all want to go Los Spookies and Glorious, or you want to just go to Rub My Loadout and Crimson?
Oh man, let's
guess
save
we-
Crimson and run my loadout for last because that was a banger.
Yeah, let's go Los
Uh,
Spookies.
Los
I'm just gonna
Spookies.
say this. I wrote down these numbers because it was pathetic.
It was the 2 worst.
Jr. 30, Cody
'Cause- Because
33,
it was pathetic.
Nate 37, Doc
man.
35,
Hey, at least they were
In a
at least they
playoff
were
match.
close to one another, huh? Damn,
in a playoff match.
7 kill spread between all of them. Max.
Well-rounded team that is used to just
Bro,
playing in the morning, though.
These
Lalo-
guys stink. They're
Lalo
not
dropped-
good, dude. Inglorious Bastards were not good.
Lalo
They
dropped
benefited
60.
from the
That
mornings all fucking season.
Lalo dropped 60 that quarterfinal. So he literally played. He was
But
2 guys.
They fucking lost to the luckiest team in the league. Like the luck continued for Los Bookies
Yep,
even through the playoffs.
yep.
They were just lucky they got teamed up with Glorious Bastards because Glorious Bastards was
Looking at the rest of the team, they lose to every single other team. They were the 7th scoring team. They played against the 8th scoring team.
Well, let's see what they're
They
going
lose
to
to
do.
every single other team, bro. You're talking about the 2 luckiest teams, and luck ran out for Inglorious.
Well, now that they're in the semifinals, that luck is starting to run out.
It's time to put up or
Pay
shut
the-
up, right?
Pay to Piper.
Put up or shut up.
If we see a replicas drop like 320 or something, dude, I'm gonna throw up. Like
And
that will be
Bookie's
the
lucky
luckiest
again.
shit. Yeah, no way, bro.
So let's
But
go with
it-
that was pretty. That's pretty self-explanatory. It was pretty much Inglorious Bastards shit the bed. So let's go to Rub My Loadout and Crimson Empire. This one was a little bit more interesting.
The only
Man.
head-to-head of the quarterfinals.
The only
Sure.
head-to-head of the quarterfinals. God bless.
And I can tell you one thing of how he put up the 72 kills, 70 kills he put up against us. He put up 39.
Well, they weren't playing
Pathetic.
in the morning. We were playing head-to-head at night.
Trey did well though. He put up 63.
I would like to point out,
Oh man.
me and Trey had the same amount of damage. So
Exactly.
And that's what I wrote
like
down.
within less than
Oh, pretty
1,000.
close. Pretty close. Yeah. Damn.
Not only did I write it down, but I also put asterisk next to it.
Oh boy.
The fact that Bowser's damage helped his team win because he had 4,000 more damage than Reese.
I will,
even
t-
though
I will
Reese
tell you the one.
had
This
one
is
more kill than he did.
probably in the top 3 matches we've ever had over the all the seasons we've ever had as far as a head-to-head. The stakes were high, the vibes were right. The loafs on loafs crime was there. They ran into each other at least 4 or 5 times. Hell, 2 or 3 times in one map. The fact that
I think it was
came
all on
down
one
to
map.
the fact that it came down to this close, plus there was an error in the scoring as far as what's his name had posted a picture before he posted or they both posted at the same time, so the placement picture got lost in it.
Mm-hmm.
So there was drama afterwards. Oh man, this was really good. I don't think people will forget this for.
It reminds me of last season's Drizzle Gang DSG match.
Yeah,
And
Very
that's
similar.
where Drizzle Gang lost by one
it was just
bullet,
that
right?
last kill, that last fucking shot. If fucking the gas
If
doesn't
Joey
take out
hits the
Joey,
headshot, right, they
Yeah.
win. And man,
yeah. So I would put this right there with that match, and of course the what was it?
the
Literal
championship with
dog water.
Romeo.
Romeo.
Yeah.
That one, and even the one before it, even though I don't remember like as clutch or any big moments, but the what was the name? DMF was it? Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Verk and them. Like they had
Geo's, yeah.
some big moments in that final. But those matches like this one definitely belongs in that classic
It is.
because it was just so damn close.
Nothing beats that. Nothing beats that Romeo face though.
if
Hey,
if any one of those battles goes the other way for Rub My Loadout, especially I always think of the one where Trey had a couple down or the team had a couple down, and
Mhm.
I think Reese ends up killing Trey to end the head to head on that in that part
In
of
that
that
first
map.
showdown, it
If
was
it if
literally we got Trey and them landing pass to the stronghold. My team lands city stronghold, and you got another team landing airport stronghold. And all three of us go into black site at the same time. Us, we came in from the bottom. The other two came in from the top. Uh, our two teams collectively wiped the team out of the helicopter because we got two out of the helicopter. They got two on the roof, and then we converged into black site. They ended up winning black site, but losing to us overall.
shit.
yeah, that was a roller coaster.
It was
Of a night.
wild. When I went back and watched like all the gameplay, I was like, ain't no way that happened like that.
Blood pressures were high that day.
That
But
was just man, that was exhausting.
well, that's some good. Let's continue on. I want to get y'all's all of ours.
Yeah, we're running out of time.
Let's do this real quick. Semifinals. We don't need to get into specifics. We're gonna go with Omar. Who do you have winning against Replicas and Los Bookies?
Uh,
I'm gonna write y'all's answers down so we can get back to this.
I feel like Replicas has this just based on everything we've talked about tonight.
All right.
Just can't imagine luck continuing, right? Like it just can't keep lasting. It's either gonna take Buki's they're gonna have to really play, right? Like we know that they're
Mm-hmm.
capable of it. Lozo has the pedigree. Verk has been there before. Eddie is, always capable of
Eddie.
doing something big. And then B Star has played with some of the best players we've ever had in here. So
He's
they
played pretty well
I,
this season.
I won't be surprised at anything that happens in the same if they ball out or Replicas balls out. The one thing that will be surprising would be the fucking continuation of them not playing great and Replicas playing really poor.
I tell you what, if rep drops into the 80 like last time.
It's curtains.
Yeah. What about
But
you,
Lalo could
Bowser?
match
Who
him,
do you
man.
have?
Lalo could match him.
For me, I think replicas are the uh, front runners, or what does Vegas say? They're uh, what does Vegas say when they're like most favored?
What term are we thinking?
Yeah, they're the favorites, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I
I
would
mean,
say
yeah, I guess they have to
replicas are
be
the
right.
favorites of this matchup, but I'm gonna go with my gut and pick the Bookies. Los
Oh
Bookies.
man. Oh
Oh
I
man,
think their
you're
luck
literally.
continues,
I
and
am
they are
having
gonna
to.
win this match.
I am having to scratch and write down bookies. I had already replicas down, but
I'm sorry. I just got to go with my gut here, and I tell you what, I will hate it if that happens because if my team pulls out a win, that means we got to play the luckiest team in this season.
this is true. And now that you brought that up, let's hear you got first Crimson Empire
Obviously,
or Joseph.
I'm picking my own fucking team. There's no doubt in my mind that we win this match.
What about you?
It's gonna be another fucking 3 or 5 point match, but we're gonna
One
win it.
You
one
know what?
one thing.
I got Crimson Empire winning also.
Who did you pick between replicas and bookies?
I got replicas.
Replicas. I will say that one thing that's important to note with these is we've never had a Final Four all kick off at the same time. They're all scheduled to go about 7 o'clock on
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday. Make sure
Ooh.
you're keeping it locked on
Speaking
the Ocho.
speaking of, the haunting drops Tuesday at 9 a.m.
No, I can't drop on Tuesday.
It does.
What? I thought
I
you're dropping
saw
on
it
Wednesday.
today. So Lord help us if we have to play the haunting the first fucking night it's out, and
I
there's
will.
nothing other to play.
I will say that if that does happen, right, that's gonna suck as far as like
It'll be fair playing ground
comfortability.
though.
It'll be fair play, bro. You can't argue that it's not fair because nobody knows what that shit is. if you have the time and
I will be taking Tuesday
availability,
off, and I will be
yeah,
playing it
dude.
all
I mean
fucking day.
that would be. They've been
Now,
dropping
my
those
team, on
night
the other hand, can't.
goggles. I mean,
Yeah, but
if
you
anybody
need.
from your team gets any kind of information, if that's the case,
But yeah,
let's all
whoever
keep our fingers crossed that it's just a limited time event or whatever they call those.
like
team
whoever's playing, whoever plays and getting reps in on that on the haunting is gonna have to make the call outs. Is gonna have to lead
Yeah,
the team.
have to get those night goggles out and put them to use. They've been
Fuck
floating
them
around.
night goggles.
So who do you have, Omar? You haven't said yet. You
Uh,
got Drizzle or Crimson?
I'll say this. I'll say this. If they play straight up, and it's the normal map, I'm giving the edge to Drizzle Gang just because of Hayes and Joey. Like you, when you're pointing out the 61 and 69. If it's this night mode, if it's the night mode, I'm giving it to Crimson because I really like Bowser's ability to adapt.
Yeah.
And he will definitely be getting as much information as possible. Hayes might also too. I don't know what his schedule is that day, but it will definitely be fun to see if it is a night mode. Who's all playing like during that day to warm up for the Final Four, which would that's just gonna be awesome that they all go at the same time, man. If God damn, what if all four end up in one map? That has never happened before.
It's possible. Our start time is 7 p.m. for all four of us.
Bro,
That would be crazy.
Bro, we could literally like just crown whoever wins that bitch. If all four are just in it, that would be amazing, dude. That would really be something. I'm really excited about that. That's never happened before. It's not even something we've hoped for. Like we've never even thought to like, hey, let's put them all together. Like 4 Final Four teams all at the same time. This shit is
Crazy.
gonna be wild, bro.
It's crazy to think about.
All right, let's make some predictions now.
Okay.
Who's gonna win it all?
God.
I'll tell you
based
what.
off your picks.
I'll tell you what. I
win?
got Crimson Empire taking it all the way. I think
it's really tough.
I honestly think that they're the most hungriest out of all the teams.
Why are we so hungry?
One person in particular is hungry.
No. You know the answer I'm looking for. Why are we so hungry?
I don't know. I don't have that answer.
I'm lost as well.
Because we got fucked last season
Oh, really?
during our playoffs.
Did you? What happened last season?
You know, somebody put a little bounty on our heads, and
Oh, yeah.
Shit, dude! That.
and then we also had old Voodoo Hut
Yeah.
FaceTiming the whole time.
No, but I
man.
would say this though. I would say this that I know Bowser wants it. I'm sure Reese wants it. Cam's indifferent, but I can guarantee you Zach wants it.
All four of us want
everybody wants it, right, bro? Like everybody wants it. You can't really look at anybody on any of the 4 teams and think. I mean, maybe replicas, but that's probably just because we don't know them. Like they're not as vocal. But like Hayes, Joey, Scott, like bro, they want it. Like they want it.
I'm gonna put it like this. I have Crimson Empire on my list, but I believe Drizzle Gang and Crimson Empire are the better teams than replicas and the Spookies. That's my prediction.
I'll agree with you, Leroy. I think we've had the harder side of the bracket for sure.
Yeah. I would say the winner of Crimson Empire and Drizzle Gang will win the whole thing. And that's not a shot at the other two.
Here's
spots.
where
It's
I'm going to
just-
disagree with you both. If Bookies wins,
No.
and I have to play Bookies, I'm telling you, I'm just a firm believer in luck and shit like this. You know this. They're
No,
gonna
bro,
fucking win it somehow.
I don't think so. No shot, dude. I don't think that. I think their luck is done. I think it's over.
How is it over? They're still here.
Because Replica has the California shit and Savage, bro. It's the weirdest thing to like. Obviously, we don't want to say he's cheating. We don't think he's cheating.
Who?
With the Savage, but he knows so much about cheating that it just makes you raise your eyebrows about lobbies, and maybe he's just lucky, but they just seem to get the lobbies when they need them. Maybe the
Are
final
we talking
four
about
we
foot
have some,
pedals?
bro. Maybe we're gonna have to roll out the security mid final four. We'll get with the new order and
You had
mods.
the
I meant to bring that up earlier this week.
We need a 360 camera.
We need something, bro. We need to take it up a notch for the final four to assure all these competitors have
Do
Are
you
you
just
saying-
want
same.
you want all of us that stream with face cams just to put it on our monitors?
Hand cams.
No, I think just like how we normally treat the final, where we kind of go through and like, hey, we want to see this, this, and this before.
Because I for one am all for it. I don't fucking
Yeah.
cheat. I will
No,
put
I
my
don't-
face cam happily on all of my monitors.
I don't
I
think
don't cheat either.
I don't think any of these guys really cheat, right? It's just a joke or a running thing. But it also looks great to everybody on the outside that we do these checkups, and nobody's gonna say, "Oh, this guy's cheating" or this or that. It's like, well, they passed the perimeter checks that we put in place,
Mhm.
and everybody can sleep soundly compared to previous seasons. Puddle, who else was the other one that we?
You
Is
talking
there another
about
championship
Mind
that
Freak?
was kind of.
Oh, a championship? You're talking about rep.
No, but they lost, didn't they? So it might not have been. Maybe just the puddle one.
I don't
It's
know.
like at least we can eliminate those kind of things. We don't need no asterisks in the damn.
I mean, Brizzle will swear
all
up and down
posts.
that we're wrong.
No, bro. Like, God bless Brizzle. Like, he's a great player. But ever since that guy left, his numbers have gone so far down. He's like a 40 kill guy now, which is not bad.
Ooh, Puddle or Brizzle?
Brizzle. But when he
Brizzle.
was playing with Puddle, he was a 60 kill guy or 70 kill, whatever the hell they
You're
were.
not wrong.
And it's like the fact that it's not that we caught him with an aimbot, we caught him with VPN, which had he been using that entire thing would add up to Brizzle's kills being so elevated. But it's
Yeah.
also a movement thing. Maybe Modern Warfare 3, Brizzle's back to killing machine.
Dropping
And
60s? Yeah.
who knows? Shit, maybe we're all a lot higher.
including your boy, Reload 5. All right,
Yes,
guys.
sir.
I think we're coming to the tail end. Any closing thoughts about everything about the podcast itself? What to expect?
Oh man.
What you wish happens?
Hopefully continued success with everything that we've been doing, and hopefully everybody sticks around and appreciates the effort. I mean, shit, we've been going for almost 2 hours now. That we really we put something into this, heart, blood, sweat, tears, whatever, taking time away from families and work or whatever to do something that we have cared about for a long time, and
The LOFS have a history.
that history will be unveiled on a later podcast.
Later podcasts.
But I mean, we also want to let everybody know how much we appreciate the consistent participation and trust. And I mean, I know it's not always easy, but we're making it work as a community.
Mm-hmm.
It goes beyond gaming. I know, Leroy, you wanted to say something about that. That it's just
it does. It goes beyond that. It goes. I mean, we've seen. There's. I mean, babies being born in this league. People reaching out to help other people when they're at their lowest point. That's what we're here for. Like I
it
said,
really feels
all of
good.
us have lots of experience, and lots of wisdom. Something we can pass on if you ever need it. But
Leroy's got it in spades.
yeah, I got it. I tell you what. Here's a wisdom for y'all: don't fucking bet before you play your first week.
Wait, you're saying that as you're saying that as
I'm
your
saying
own
that-
wisdom?
I'm saying that through experience.
Through experience.
Oh, I swear Thursday night at bowling, you were already trying to bet me on a kill race.
Don't do it.
Were you or were you not already trying to bet me on a kill
I
race?
was trying to bet Bassett that I have a higher average than
Nah.
him.
You were trying to bet me. Don't listen to Leroy's wisdom. It's full of shit.
So
It's
look,
trash, cuz.
learn. As they say, learn from my mistakes.
And then I guess to what you said, what do we expect, right? Right
Yeah.
now, I mean, every time we're at this point, this is like one of the most exciting points of the season. We got big matches, and then just past it, we're looking towards OSTs and a new off season and draft. And in this case, it's that time for a new game, and it's all the reviews are saying it's like Verdansk, and what we're the movement is back, and there's a lot of excitement there. I really, really hope that this is the best offseason we will have had so far, and really want to get together with the other top guys about putting together the best draft, weekend or whatever, just to keep upping it, right? Like we've had great drafts in the past, and
Airbnb sounds nice.
and Airbnb has been floated around. I think collectively, like financially, it's feasible. Um, a definitely want to bring a real life duck race, whether it's with real ducks
Yes.
or rubber ducks, but we're gonna do something. There's plenty of guys in here that are golf aficionados. We'll definitely be looking into some kind of LOFS gaming golf
Maybe even that
event.
same weekend.
Yeah, dude, that would be freaking amazing, man. That would really be
I know
the
Hayes would love
next
that.
level. I think it's actually possible. Like it's if we plan it right and time it right, it's possible. Will we get
So
everybody? But maybe,
we
but
got
who knows?
Warzone 3 dropping November. I'm sorry, no, December 5th. Warzone 3 drops.
Okay.
We're gonna start OSTs like a week or so after that. We're thinking the draft in like what, January,
Yeah,
February?
I think we ran OSTs a little too long this past time, so
So like beginning of February or the end of January then.
It's gonna be exciting.
it's gonna
That's
be
for sure.
lit, bro, for sure.
I'm hoping at this point. I have high hopes that this Call of Duty is going to be one of the best Call of Duties in a long time.
We say that every time, but this one,
We said that
We
it's
make do with what we got,
we even
you
said
know?
that about World War I, which was
Oh God, the
was
worst of the
terrible.
oh
worst.
god, dude. At
Uh,
minimum, let's pray for a consistent playlist and a beautiful map. Like,
I,
and don't want to get
The
too
map
excited
looks
about the map. The
good.
map looks really good.
and to be
Big,
honest with you, I wouldn't mind going back to the old ranking system. Whenever you prestige, that was fun. It meant something.
yeah.
Like a lot
Definitely
of people
looking forward
said.
to some multiplayer. Cody has some experience with running tournaments based on multiplayer, like different formats, whether it's S&D or whatever. Maybe we can do a little bit of that in between as
Well,
we wait.
we still have to try to get at least the Kings of El Masra tournament before we run
Is that?
Warzone 3.
Do we know if that's possible? Is customs available? I think last time someone
Uh,
checked, they said no, it wasn't.
I don't know, but we got to check and make sure because if we have the chance, the three of us got to run it back. We are the Kings of Verdansk.
If there's a trios Kings of Almazra tourney,
I can
you
taste
want?
it.
Oh my god,
We're just too good.
that would be exciting because some of the teams that would come after us,
Yeah,
holy
everybody
shit,
would stream snipe us. They'd be
yeah,
like, "Ain't no
boy.
way we let these motherfuckers win again."
I would definitely put good money on us not repeating with how these scumbags are. But I mean, shit, it's an exciting time. Let's hope everything goes our way and we have a nice season this season, next season, that season.
That's an old joke for y'all. Inside joke.
Oldie but goldie.
It's an oldie but a goldie.
Is there anything else y'all want to say before we wrap this thing up?
I mean, not for me. Just peace, love, and chicken grease.
Leroy,
How to loafs.
you want to close it out with the how to loves, bro?
Yeah, let's go. Before we close it out with the how to loves, let me I'll say a couple things real quick. So guys, we want to say thank you for tuning in. We would like to hear your feedback for later episodes or later. We try to make this a weekly thing. We're all busy. We all have busy lives here, but that's something I think me, Bowser, and Kryptonian since we started this league, this is something we've been wanting to do. It's not always going to be about the league, but it will sometimes. But we'll like to have a bunch of other topics about gaming, other things like that, movies. But also, if you're interested in wanting to be, part of the podcast and you're serious about it, reach out to one of us three and let's make it happen. You know what I mean?
Love it.
So with that, we're gonna count to three. Or are we just gonna go into it?
Go ahead. Count it down, Leroy.
3. This is my radio voice. 3, 2, 1. How to loves. How to loves.